protocol after leaving Game 2 against the Trailblazers after taking that hard fall. Our own Shams Charania reported yesterday that Wemby is hopeful to travel with the team to Portland today, but whether he will clear protocol in time to return Friday for Game 3 remains in question. Series tied up at 1 apiece. How much trouble, Perk, are the Spurs in if Wemby can't play?
Oh, serious trouble, to be honest, and that's how much of a difference maker he is. James Harden talked about, him being a system offensively. Wemby is a system on both ends of the floor, defensively and offensively, right? The Spurs struggled to score, and we saw that towards the end of the fourth quarter in Game 2. You know why? Because a lot of those shots were contested jump shots. When Wemby is on the floor, he is like Steph Curry in a way at 7'7", not because of his shooting ability, because of the attention that he draws, and it brings, for us being a decoy at times, and it opens up easier looks for everybody else. I'm gonna tell you this. The Portland Trailblazers have one of the most underrated fan bases in the playoffs.
No question.
And that building is going to be hostile. The one thing, Shay, I'm going to leave you with this. The one knock on the San Antonio Spurs this season has been what? Their lack of experience. They fought, and the reason that I believe in them is that because they have home court up to the conference finals, where they have lost home court advantage, and now you're going on the road in a tough environment, possibly without your generational players.
San Antonio's 12-6 this year without Wemby in the lineup. They score 6 less points a game without him in the lineup, and they give up 10 more points a game without him in the lineup. That's a big deal. Having said all of that, I think De'Aaron Fox and Harrison Barnes are two guys that you got to look at because they've got some playoff experience. That was an epic first-round series that De'Aaron Fox played against the Golden State Warriors years ago. He showed out, and he showed what he's made of in postseason play. We know what he can do. And Harrison Barnes is just a champion. So you got to rely on that experience. And Vassell and Castle are two dudes that I am fans of. Make no mistake about it, along with Harper. Ron Harper should be very, very proud of his son and how his son is developing into a really, really nice NBA player. But experience is an issue. And let me transition because it's rare in the day that we're going to sit up here and talk about the Portland Trailblazers. Because whenever we talked about them, we talked about Dame time, Dame Dollar, Damian Lillard. He's out the whole year with his Achilles tear. He will be back next year, and let me tell you something. When he comes back, he is Damian Lillard. Make no mistake. Damian Lillard, don't you doubt it. Dame Dollar is going to return, and there will be no drop-off. That brother is something special. This kid, Scoot Henderson, I like this kid a lot. I am a huge fan of this kid. And I watched him on that basketball court, his speed, his ball handling ability, his fear mentality in him. This brother with Damian Lillard in the backcourt excites me.
And then.
Excites me. And then you got Obsidian. I mean, this brother can play. What the hell were the Bulls thinking? What the hell were the Washington Wizards thinking? This brother can play. Yeah. I'm telling y'all right now, I don't have Portland winning this series. I do have them winning Game 3. I do have them going up because Wemby ain't going to play. NBA ain't going to let him play. Concussion, all of a sudden you're on that basketball court. They ain't letting that happen to Wemby. Wemby's not playing Game 3. I can't see Wemby playing in Game 3. But I do see them being down 2-1, and then they say, wait a minute now. We can't have Wemby out now. It's been enough time. Let's get him back in the lineup. So you get back for Game 4. Even the series Game 4, go back to San Antonio, tied 2-2. But the Portland Trailblazers, in terms of excitement, like we look at Tyrese Maxey with VJ Edgecombe in Philadelphia and fantasize about what that backcourt is going to look like for years to come, I'm giving y'all a heads up right now. Damian Lillard with Scoot Henderson. Look out.
Look out.
It's something special. I'm telling you that right.
See his first round.
This is
These two
terrific
teams do
budding
not
rivalry.
like each other,
No,
right?
they don't.
So your reaction to what McDaniel said?
They've been going at it for, 3 postseasons now? And my reaction is this is good for the league. This is good for the playoffs, this sort of back and forth. You haven't seen as much of that. People want to troll people now. They want to do passive-aggressive junk. I'm old enough to have seen real rivalries where guys went after one another, starting with head coaches in the 80s and 90s and in the aughts. This harkens back to that. Glad to see it. Glad to see more of this series. People may not think, well, we sit here in New York City, Kevin, of Denver and Minnesota being big rivals. They are that. It's one of the best rivalries in the NBA right now.
Can't wait. And I can't wait to see how Jokic handles it, as well as Murray, because they've been called out after just 2 points in the fourth quarter. Speaking of calling out, C.J. McCollum took over the Garden in Game 2 when he led the Hawks on a fourth quarter comeback to stun the Knicks and tie that series. Here's Onyeka Okongwu on his teammates' performance.
Happy for him. He shut that Knicks crowd up. And, he's going to do the same thing tomorrow night here.
About going after Jalen Brunson one-on-one, and CJ's one of those wily veterans. He understands.
He knew exactly what he was doing.
Yes, your reaction to what Okongwu just said.
C.J. McCollum is a leader. It's amazing. He's in Washington in basketball purgatory.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
And I may not be able to go home having said that, but it's true. CJ is bailed out. He's saved. He goes to Atlanta, a place with so many young players that need to be led by somebody who can also still play. And CJ can do both those things. He knew what he was doing when he's in New York. He's not a villain. The line about having a wife and 2 kids was brilliant.
Yep.
And he just sort of laid it back in the lap of the Knicks and Knicks fans in Madison Square Garden. When they get back, for Game 5, we will hear more about that. But CJ McCollum knows exactly what he's doing. It's up to the Knicks now to figure out how to keep him from getting in the lane like that, getting past Jalen Brunson. Having 32 points would have been 34 if he hits those 2 free throws.
Yeah.
That's very real. And that's more than just leadership. That is still playing at a level that maybe people thought CJ couldn't play anymore. He is.
They have wings. The Hawks like to run here. When you look at the Knicks, and you look specifically, you have Cat, you got Brunson. Who has to step up to help Jalen Brunson for the Knicks to get back into this? And again, when I say get back, we know it's 1-1. It's for the fan base to feel really good about potentially Series 2 and Series 3 for a deep run.
Anunoby and Bridges are going to have, defensively, you guys can't help shut off some of this. Those are 2 spectacular individual defenders. And so the Knicks are going to have to go to them. Look, they can't hide Jalen Brunson, who's going to have to play better. Perk has made really us laugh about talking about sliding those puppies, and Brunson's going to have to play better. He can't just play one end of the floor because Jalen was terrific, and he kept them in it offensively late, but he was also getting abused defensively. All right, so the Knicks are going to have to go back to sort of last year's defense we saw.
Yeah.
We saw them get past the Celtics. We've seen the Knicks play at a higher level. They're going to have to do that in Atlanta, preferably for them in Game 3.
They got to help Brunson out on the defensive end because he carries such a heavy load on the offensive side.
And by the way,
he's exhausted.
If Mike Brown wants to go to 2 bigs, if he wants to go to Mitchell Robinson and Cat at the same time, and Cat is going to have to be more involved in having 2 shots in the fourth quarter. So there's a number of things that we're mentioning here, Kevin. All of them seem addressable. None of them seem, like problems that the Knicks can't solve quickly, like tonight.
Okay, we'll see how that plays out. Of course, highlights coming your way tomorrow. It's great to have Michael Wilbon's thoughts. Let's talk about now the